Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing well as always, and I'm back with another video, and this time we will be doing a deck guide video for Aqua Force, which is the newest clan that just dropped on the JP server. And as you read from the title, I do believe that I have one of the best lists in Aqua Force out there because I have more than 100 games of Aqua Force. I've been testing out Aqua Force ever since it got released, and I've been playing non-stop. Pretty much I've been playing when I can, because I have work as well, so I can't really play 24-hour, but I do play a lot of Aqua Force, and I really do feel like I have one of the best Aqua Force deck lists out there, and also I have a lot of reason why you should run certain cards and why you shouldn't, and also the amount of certain cards you need to run as well. So enough talking, let's take a look at my amazing Aqua Force list. I mean, I'm not really killing when I say I play a lot of games, like more than 100, because I am a big fan of Aqua Force, and I know there's a lot of Aqua Force fan out there as well. So this is the list right here, the top one. Okay, so as you can see, my starter is a little bit different from most of the lists out there. A lot of people is playing the other starter, which is Aqua Breath Draco Kid, which is the 5k starter. I can show you guys really quickly. So this is the starter that most people play, and I believe it's really good. So this is the starter that most people play, which the effect is Soul Charge. You choose one of your unit to gain 1000 power, and the following effect, which is if it is the 4th attack or more and the attack hit, you draw a card. So it's a pretty good card, but I feel like my list shouldn't run this. If you're not playing my list, maybe you should run this, but for my list specifically, I'm running the Grade 3 Searcher, as you can see right here. So this is a really simple skill, is Grade 3 Searcher, like I say, count +1, put this unit into the store and look at the top 5 card and add a Grade 3 from it to your hand. So the reason why I run this is because Aqua Force right now rely on your Diamantis and your Basil to make sure you get your 4th attack through, hence to use your Maelstrom Limit Break. So obviously this will be your main card, and the skill is Limit Break 4. If it is the 4th attack, it gains power 5000, and the following effect, which is after the battle is finished, you get to retire one of your opponent rearguard and you draw a card. Also, when this unit attack the Vanguard, it gains 3000 power as well, so that is very nice as a 14k attacker. So I'm just going to start off with my grade 1. Obviously you want to run 4 PG, as you can see here. I choose to run 4 of the AK Vanilla instead of the Splash Assault, which most people play. And also I choose to run 2 of this card, which is when this unit is placed on a rearguard circle, you choose one of your unit on the field to gain 2000 power. And also 3 Self Damager. So for my grade 2, we got 3 Basil, 4 Coral Assault, 4 10k Vanillas, and 2 Self Damager. Then for our grade 3, it's really simple: 4 Maelstrom, 4 Diamantis, 4 30k attacker. If it is the 3rd or more attack, the good thing is this unit doesn't need to attack the Vanguard to gain the 3000 power. So as long it is the 3rd attack, it's going to be a 13k, so that's very nice. And then the last copy is a Naval Gazer. As for the last copy, you might not need to run a Naval Gazer, it's really up to you, but I feel like Naval Gazer will be really good because it's another 11k base grade 3, which can hit 11k base Vanguard on the rearguard circle. So let's get into explanation. So most people run 4 Basil and 4 Diamantis, so that's a total of 8 cards that can bring you the 4th attack. But I choose to run 3 Basil, as you can see, just because I play the Grade 3 Searcher as my starter, and if I already have my Diamantis on the field, Basil is just going to be 8k Vanilla, because it needs to be the 1st attack. So if you got your Diamantis, you don't really need your Basil anymore. So most of the time, my Grade 3 Searcher will be searching for Maelstrom or Diamantis, because Maelstrom will be your main right, and your Diamantis is critical on your rearguard circle. And that is why I choose to run 3 Basil, but I think that I didn't cut that many Basil. I choose to cut 1 instead of maybe 2 or 3, because in the mirror match, your opponent Maelstrom is going to burn your Diamantis. That is why you still need your Basil. But in other matchup where they can't really burn your grade 3, once you have your Diamantis, you are set. So that is the reason why we run 3 Basil. And then also most people lists run a lot of self-damager. I see some people run 8 or 7, but I only run 5. 3 from the grade 1 and 2 from the grade 2, because if you run too many self-damager, and your opponent should know that a lot of deck lists out there run a lot of self-damager, so they wouldn't be putting you to 3 damage. That means they're gonna rush you down really quickly, so they might rush you to 4 or 5, and when that happens, your self-damager will just become a vanilla cut. So you don't want that to happen. That is why I cut my self-damager. And also, a lot of people is running the Theogos, which is the 9k 4th attack. Hit the Vanguard, you draw a card. Also, if it's the 4th attack, you count +1 and you gain 5000 power. That is the 9k base card, but I choose to run a 10k vanilla because once you go into your grade 3 turn, you're going to be a Maelstrom. That means your Maelstrom will be your 4th attack and not your Theogos. That means there's no reason to run a 9k vanilla. So that is why I choose to run this 10k instead. And it's also really good to attack your opponent interceptor if they are a 10k vanilla as well. But the only reason why you should run Theogos is if you play stand trigger, or if your starter is the one that allow you to stand if you boost hit, which is this is the starter that allow you to stand a rear guard. And then Theogos is this card. This is the card I'm talking about. So you shouldn't really run this unless you run stand or that starter that I showed just now. Just because you can only use this effect on your turn 2, which is your grade 2 turn, but once you go into your Maelstrom, you are never going to use this effect ever again. And that is why I run 10k vanilla instead. Okay, a lot of explanation to do here. Okay, so let's see what else am I going to explain. So Core Assault, obviously you want to run 4 because it's going to be your 12k attacker if it is the 3rd or more attack. And then this card, this is really good because it's good against 13k base, Vanguard like DN and Phantom Blaster Overlord, or it's even good against MLB just because if you are using your Basil to get a 4th attack, it's going to be 11k. So against 13k, you want to use this to make it a 13k to actually deal 1 damage. So this is going to be really good as well. But if the meta don't have that many cross-ride units, you can cut this card and play the Penguin Soldier, which is the 5k base power grade 1. When called, you +2 and draw a card. And also another reason why I choose to run 8k vanilla is because you have a decent amount of grade 2 8ks. Like as you can see, we got 3 Basil 8k and 2 of the self-damager, which is 8k base. So if you pair with a 8k vanilla, you can make a perfect 16k column to hit through your opponent Vanguard after they've taken a damage if they are 11k base. So that's very important as well. And also this is really good to pair with your 30k attacker to make a 21k column. So 8k is really important in my deck list, but everyone have their own preference, so you guys can test this deck list out and see how it feels for you. But I really do feel like this deck list is one of the best one out there. So enough talking, let's jump into some gameplay. Been really enjoying Aqua Force lately, but is it a good deck to climb rank with? I don't think so, because the weakness for Aqua Force is if you take a lot of early game damage. So if your opponent rush you down really quickly, you are probably not going to win. It's going to be very hard to make a comeback. So let's begin our first game. And also, if you are playing 4 Basil and 4 Diamantis, you don't really need to run the Grade 3 Searcher, but because I only run 3 Basil, that is why I choose to run the Grade 3 Searcher. So the deck list might change, depends on the meta, like I say. Okay, so our first opponent is gonna be Oracle Ting. So no clue what he's playing, but obviously I want to keep my Diamantis on my hand, and because I have a Grade 3 Searcher, I can afford to keep all this card in my hand right now, because hopefully my Grade 3 Searcher is gonna fetch me a Maelstrom. Okay, we get another Diamantis. So like situation like this, once you got Diamantis, you don't really need your Basil. That's why I choose to run 3 instead of 4. I might even choose to run 2, but it really depends on the meta. If the meta have a lot of MLB, clans that can actually retire your grade 3, then you might want to run more Basil. If not, you can cut your Basil to maybe 2 copy. I think 2 is good. 1 is too little. Okay, draw a Maelstrom, that's very nice. So I'm gonna write my AK Vanilla here and keep my self damager in my hand in case my opponent do not rush me. Because this deck really rely on limit break for Maelstrom effect to activate. Okay, wasted heal there, no problem. And also this deck is really bad against defensive trigger. So for example, you attack with your Diamantis, and then you got another column to attack the Vanguard before you swing with your Vanguard. And if your opponent get a defensive trigger there, yeah, your second attack is not going to go through. Instead, your Vanguard attack is going to go through. So instead of 3 attack to the Vanguard, you only got 2. So that is kind of the weakness for Aqua Force, but you can't really control when your opponent check a damage trigger, so can't really do anything about that, to be honest. Okay, so look like we are taking 2 damage here, which is fine. We will need to draw more of our grade 2, or else we might be in trouble. Okay, so he's playing Silent Tom with Fromage. I assume he's playing Fromage, Better Sister. Okay, sadly we're gonna write our Basil, but it's okay. And there's really nothing else we can do here, so we are just gonna attack like this. So you see, at this kind of situation, your self-damager will just be a vanilla cut, because when I go to my turn 3, I will already have 4 damage. So don't run 8. I know a lot of people run 8, but it's time to cut the amount to maybe 5 or 6 or even 4. Depends on the meta. Because right now there's a lot of, okay, look like he choose to not give me limit break. So now he's gonna get punished because I got my self damager in hand. A draw trigger, can we get a grade 2? We get another grade 1, okay. And another good thing why you can run the Grade 3 Searcher as your Vanguard is because it is a 4k base and most people will run a 5k base instead to make a perfect 16k column boost with the Vanguard, but because of Maelstrom effect against 3000 power, that means 4k is reasonable, as you can make a 18k column swing to the Vanguard if your opponent is 13k base, so that's really good as well. So obviously I'll be calling one down here. Okay, no trigger there, which is good. So now we're just gonna fill our board, and obviously the trigger is 9 draw because you want to consistently make your board full to get the most out of Aqua Force. So obviously you need draw trigger for that to happen, as you need a good amount of hand size to sustain your board and your defensive, which is PG in your hand. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is the weakness of Aqua Force, is when I swing one time, if he get a trigger, he shut down my other column of attack, and instead of 3 damage, I only push 2 damage. So that is kind of a bad thing. But we can't control that, as I said, so let's just suck it up and get our free draw. And oh my god, they just misplay. Okay, look, I'm talking too much and I'm not focusing. Oh well. I can't believe I forgot to swing. Okay. You guys can laugh at me in the comment section, but the correct play is obviously swing with both my rearguard to actually trigger my Maelstrom effect, which is 4th attack or more. But just a slight misplay on my part. And another reason why Aqua Force is so good is because most decks can only deal 1 damage if the opponent have 2 interceptor, but for Aqua Force they can deal 2 damage because of their Diamantis and their Basil. So the minimum damage Aqua Force can deal per turn if your board is full and you have a Diamantis or Basil is gonna be 2 damage even if your opponent have 2 interceptor. So that is one of the strengths of Aqua Force. Okay, interesting that he chose to attack my Diamantis instead of my perfect 16k column. Okay, look like we are not getting any grade 2. So we need to twin drive a heal or draw into our third PG, or we might be in deep trouble. And also another weakness for Aqua Force deck is if your opponent Vanguard is not 11k base, it's maybe 12 or 13 or even potentially 15k base like Fromage. And that is why I choose to run the grade 1, which allow you to plus 2k when you score to any other units. Okay, so look like this guy is getting a lot of defensive trigger at the right timing, so game like this you are not gonna win, to be honest. Because defensive is like a heal trigger. A right timing defensive trigger is like a heal trigger because you stop an attack. And I'm just gonna give him the limit break because I need my card draw. And Maelstrom effect is must hit the Vanguard, so you can't really swing to the Vanguard and hope to get a free draw instead. And I guess we're gonna lose the first game, which is fine. We can go to game 2. I did make a slight misplay, a big misplay actually, but it's all good. The most important thing about that guide video is understanding of how the card works and what you need to do on the right moment. So even if I lose, there will be games where you can still learn a lot. So I do hope you guys are starting to get the idea of Aqua Force in general, and why is Aqua Force so strong? It's strong, but it's not OP. I don't think it's tier 1, but it's probably high tier 2. But when Gory Maelstrom is out, this deck might go to a tier 1. Just saying. So it might be a good idea to start investing in your Maelstrom, but do take note that Maelstrom might be a rank reward in the future. We have no news yet, but there's a high chance just because Aether and Vermilion become a rank reward in the future. So Maelstrom might become a rank reward as well. So let's move on to game 2. I do want to win a few games before I end all this video. Okay, so look like we are facing against a Gold Paladin, which is fine. So right now Gold Paladin is still tier 2. What Gold Paladin is missing right now is the potential to retire your opponent Rearguard. So when Blaster Spirit is out, Gold Paladin is going to be tier 1, I believe. And you will always want to put your starter on your back of the Vanguard. At least for my list, that is the case. But if you're playing some other people's list, that I wouldn't know. But most of the time, you should be putting your starter behind your Vanguard as a booster. Okay, so look like he's going for the aggressive approach. Like I say, most people know how to play against Aqua Force, which is to rush them down. But if you start to notice a bunch of matches where your opponent don't rush you down, you might want to increase the amount of cell damager you play. But for now, I feel like 5 is a good amount. And check a crit, so luckily we check a heal trigger, or else we are going to 3 damage on the first turn, which is gonna be a big problem. Okay, so look like we got Basil. And EK Vanilla booster, which is very good. So I can go aggressive if I want to. So obviously I'll be going for the 10k right here. I kind of want to keep my Basil a little longer, so I'm just gonna go for a 2 damage play here. Because I already have Basil, so there's no reason to use my starter effect. So I can just keep it. behind my Vanguard as a booster for Maelstrom. Okay, we draw into our... I'm just gonna call this Pegasus because it looked like a horse. I mean, it looked like a horse. I'm pretty sure it's a horse. Okay, so let's see if he have his 8k vanilla booster. If he have, he will be going for a Superior Right Blonde Acer play. Okay, so he do have it. That means he probably is gonna put me to 4 damage. And another good reason why you play this is because you play a bunch of grade 2 8k and you can make them 10k base for a turn by playing this card. So you can hit your opponent grade 2, 9k or even 10k. So that is why I think that card is super important. Okay, we are getting a lot of triggers, so that is good news. See, they don't play around your limit break, they will just give it to you because it's not a big deal. For them, at least. Okay, we draw another Pegasus. So obviously, let's go for the Maelstrom Right, because that is the only card you'll be riding in this deck, unless you are playing a Naval Gazer deck. So I think I'll use my Great Shield Searcher to go for a Diamantis play because I want to put my Basil in the front row and I want it to stay in the front row as an interceptor. So let's hope we can get a Diamantis. We didn't get a Diamantis, we got a huge trigger instead, so that's really bad. Okay, so now I have 21k column, which doesn't matter because he got 2 interceptor. And I'm just gonna call a booster to make sure my attack hit, even though he get a defensive trigger on his next check. It's a draw trigger, yikes, yikes. And another reason why you rather have Diamantis than Basil is because you want to grade 2 on your front row, not the back row, so that you can use their skill, which is intercept. But because of Basil, it's going to be the back row. So if it's Diamantis, then obviously your grade 2 will be on the front row rather than the back row. So gonna keep him at 3 damage and hope he doesn't have a self-damager. Or else if he go for a limit break and he fill up his field, I might be in deep trouble. And I need a huge trigger. Or get another PG at least. No trigger there, okay. Not looking so well. And we draw another heal. Okay, look like we are drawing all of our heal triggers, so probably not gonna win this game as well. Okay, we got lucky. We return a heal trigger instead of a draw. But like I say, it's very easy to beat Aqua Force. You just need to rush them down and you'll win the game most of the time. Just like what this guy did. And he has his self-damager. That means I am screwed. Okay, 2 lost so far. Not looking so good. So the only way I survive is if I get a defensive trigger and he twin drive nothing. That's the only way I survive. Or we can 6 damage heal, but highly doubt that will happen because we only got 1 heal left in our deck. Okay, no trigger there. That means we have lost. And I'm sure he played crit, so if we check a crit, I am a empty loss here. And there's a high chance he checked, to be honest. No trigger, okay, can we get our last heal? Highly doubt so, but... Okay, no heal, it's alright, we can go to game 3. Okay, look, I'm not doing so well. But I still believe this is the best list for Aqua Force. I'm not joking. I really test out a lot of Aqua Force. As you can see, my level is 28. But I lose a lot of games because in the early stages, I use the rental system to play Aqua Force, and I always concede when I'm about to win so that they don't eat up my common tickets. Come on, I need to get at least a win before I can sign out this video. Okay, let's see. We are going to be facing against a Shadow Paladin. Okay, look like we are getting a lot of different clan matchup, so that's cool. Against Shadow, it's good that you run 3 Basil and 4 Diamantis because their Phantom Blaster, Dragon, and Overlord can retire your Great 3. So let's see, I'm going to keep my 10k Vanilla. I think this is alright. Maybe keeping one of this is fine, but there's a card I want to draw into, so I'm just going to throw them back for now. So card you want to draw into in your starting hand will be Maelstrom. 1 PG would be nice, a good one for you to write. A Diamantis or a Basil. So that's pretty much it. Okay, we draw 2 heal trigger. Our hand is not looking so good. And he's playing Flubao, right? Yep. Coral Assault, that's a good draw. We do need Interceptor. So this is probably a Phantom Blaster Overlord deck. So this is where this card will come in clutch. Because if they are 13k base, you will need this card, or else you can't really go for a proper 4 damage attack. Oh, now draw trigger, okay. Naval Gazer, are we gonna write Naval Gazer for this game? Maybe. Another Coral Assault, okay. I do want to use my Good Tree Searcher because I need Diamantis or even a Maelstrom. So let's see what we get here. A Maelstrom, that's good. So now we are only missing our Diamantis or a Basil. But if we don't get our Basil or Diamantis on our next turn, we can go for a Naval Gazer, right? Because what's good about Naval Gazer is it is a 3rd or more attack, not 4th, like Maelstrom. So that is why Naval Gazer is good as well. And also why I highly recommend you to play Naval Gazer as your one-off. Okay, he didn't go for his Phantom Blaster Overlord skill, which is fine. And the good thing is he's a 10k base, that means paired with a Coral Assault, it's going to be a 20k column, so that's perfect number. Okay, we are getting a lot of draw trigger, but we're not drawing into PG, sadly, but we did draw into our Diamantis, so that's good news. But the question is, do we want to call Diamantis out? I don't think I want to do that because if I do that, he's going to retire it, and I don't really need to use my Diamantis right now. So I think I'm going for a Naval Gazer right instead. Just because I can't use my Maelstrom effect at the moment. And Naval Gazer also have a built-in plus 3000 power if it's the third or more attack. So this is tricky because I need a booster. And I guess I'm going to call it behind my Vanguard because you want to keep a column without grade 1 so that you can call your Diamantis or Basil to and pair it with another grade 2 or even a grade 3. So I'm just gonna give my power to Naval Gazer. Doesn't really matter. There's no difference, to be honest. So let's try to push as much damage as we can since he doesn't have any grade 2. No trigger. Is he gonna get a defensive trigger? Let's see here. He doesn't, and that is where our 8k booster is gonna come in clutch. And he does have a PG, which is fine. Looking good so far. 2 to 5. And do take note that Naval Gazer need to be hit. It's a hit skill effect, unlike Maelstrom is just end of battle. Okay, so he's going for his 13k base. Luckily, we have another one of this we can use if we need to, but for now I think we are good. And he's gonna burn my 8k vanilla, I assume. Yup. And if your opponent is at 5 damage and they don't have any grade 2, or maybe they got only 1, going for a Naval Gazer play might be better than Maelstrom because by going for a Naval Gazer play, you can get a 4th attack swing to the Vanguard. Okay, so there's a pause there, so obviously he got another copy of Phantom Blaster Overlord in his hand. We get a lot of trigger, okay, but I don't really want to trigger that because I want my limit break, but it's alright, it's alright. Okay, draw another Maelstrom, so I'm just gonna call my Maelstrom out as an attacker, and I'm gonna call my grade 1 and give my Maelstrom 2000 power, and this is why this card is so important, because now it's 13k and you can hit your opponent 13k base Vanguard. Okay, sure. He will need 3 PG to survive, and he only have 1 card in his hand, so we are getting a lot of trigger this game. Like a lot. So does he have another PG? He doesn't, so it should be game. Even if somehow he survives, I don't think he can win. Not gonna lie. Unless he check like a double heal into a defensive trigger. But he pretty much need to get really lucky for a comeback. So look like we won game 3. And there's a little bit more time left because I do want to try to hit a 40 mark video since you guys appreciate longer that guide video. So I'm gonna play one last game and see whether we can get a win or not. Okay, a mirror match. It's about time, and that name is very familiar. I feel like I faced him before in a tournament. I'm not too sure. Okay, so against mirror match, you want to have a Diamantis and a Basil as a backup. You want to keep one as a backup because their Maelstrom is going to retire one of them. And I'm a good tree searcher and I need to write a grade 2, so I'm going to be running my chorus out. So I'm going to throw one Basil away and that should be it. And hope that my great tree searcher grant me a Maelstrom. And I have a feeling he's a VP farmer. Okay, he's a VP farmer. I'm just going to concede. I don't really want to waste time. And I don't really care about point right now because I'm not going for the leaderboard. But I might try to go for top 50 in the next season for the JP server. Wait, come on, I want a proper game, not VP farmer. Okay, we are facing against Angel Feather, something you don't see very often, but they do get the new support, which is Metatron, and because of that, Angel Feather actually is pretty viable right now, and this is a pretty solid hand, so I'm gonna full keep. I'm just hoping he's not a VP farmer. Okay, he is not, so that is good. Okay, we did draw into another Maelstrom, which we don't really need. What we need is either a Basil or a Diamantis. And also another reason why you run 9 draw is because you want to join your pieces quickly. And Angel Feather is a difficult deck to play because I tried myself before, as I do plan to do a deck guide on Metatron. Okay, so he's taking the slow approach, which is fine. Okay, we did join our Diamantis, so we wouldn't be needing our starter to search for grade 3, so it's just gonna be a booster. Ooh, I like that grade 1 draw. So I'm gonna go a little bit aggressive here. I want to try to push 2 damage. Draw trigger, okay. And what this deck want to do is, once you go into your Maelstrom, right, you want to use Maelstrom skill as soon as possible. That's why most people run 8 self damager. But if your opponent rush you, your self damager will just be a vanilla card, like I say. But if your opponent don't rush you, then you'll be thinking, maybe I should run more self damager. So it really depends on the meta right now, because most of the deck is gonna rush you down. And when that happens, you're gonna be thinking to cut more self damager. And once people realize that, they will start to slow their gameplay down, and then that's where you want to add more self damager in. So it really depends on the period you are playing this deck right now. So right now, as you can see, because I got Interceptor, he can't really push me to 4. Minimum is 3, so if I can draw at least 1 self damager, it will be nice. Otherwise, I think it's all good. Okay, with this card, maybe he can deal me 4 damage. If he wants to. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. He need a double trigger to push me to 4 damage, including I don't check any trigger on my next check as well. Okay, it's interesting that he called a grade 3 instead of grade 2 because he have a grade 2 vanilla, but I guess he want to call something face down, which is pretty good. It's a wise choice. So is he gonna get another trigger? Okay, it's not. So we are just gonna be going to 3 damage. So it would be nice if we can top deck a self damager. We have how many left? We have 3 left. We have 5 left in our deck, which is the original amount that we play. Okay, we didn't join the wait, we joined the heal instead, so big yikes there, but it's okay. Our hand is pretty reasonable size, so I don't really necessarily need to go for a draw play with Maelstrom effect. So I want to call as many interceptor as I can because I don't have PG and I don't want to go to 5 damage on the next turn. But at the same time, I want to push as much damage as I can. So let's hope our opponent don't get a trigger here. Okay, that's good, that's good. So because I don't have limit break for Maelstrom, I'm gonna use my Maelstrom to attack on the third battle. Let's see, can we get the trigger here? We did. So if our opponent don't get a trigger, he's gonna go to 6 damage unless he got PG. So let's see. Okay, no trigger for him. Pretty unfortunate, not gonna lie, but okay, he have a PG. I mean, that's fine, that's fine. So we're gonna limit break next turn, which doesn't really matter anymore because my opponent is at 5 and I'm probably gonna finish him off on the next turn. Okay, so we are at a 41-minute mark right now. So let's hope this video don't go beyond 45. So even though if he have 2 interceptor, he will still need 2 PG in his hand to survive. And he have a PG on his damage zone, which is pretty annoying. He's gonna add the PG, 100%. Unless his hand is 2 perfect PG, I actually might lose the game. So let's see. The good thing about Metatron right now is they can make high powers if there is million ray or 1000 ray Pegasus on the board. Sadly, Metatron herself don't gain power when you switch card from the damage zone, otherwise it's gonna be a little bit OP. But as you can see, 17k base power Pegasus on the board, which is pretty scary. But because of how Zero works, it must attack my Interceptor before it can attack my Vanguard, so he needs a stand to actually really fully take advantage of this high power. And does he play stand? Let's check. He do play stand, okay. He need double stand to actually win the game, so let's see. Well, he actually tracked a stand, okay. I'm sweating a little bit. He need another stand. Is he gonna get it? Okay, he's not. That's good news. And he checked a PG. That means there's a high chance he don't have 2 PG in his hand. And like I said before, the strength of Aqua Force is they can deal a minimum of 2 damage even though your opponent have 2 interceptor, like right now as you can see. Okay, I keep drawing to all my grade 3, so that's the annoying part about this deck is you can't really constantly have interceptor on your front row. And like I say, 8k path 8k, you make perfect 16k column. That is why the 8k booster vanilla is really important. So trust me in that, you should play the 8k vanilla grade 1 instead of the 7k grade 1, which potentially can become a 10k base if it is the third normal attack in the front row. So do take note, in the front row. And most of the time, your grade 1 is not going to be in the front row, so there's no reason to run that card. I still have 3 PG, so if I can join my PG, maybe I can survive. But I don't think I can survive, to be honest, because I need PG and a heal. It's going to have a full board of attack next turn. A draw. Can we draw into PG here? We didn't. That's fine. That's fine. Ooh, double draw. Wow. Into another heal. Perfect. I got 3 heal trigger in my hand. And he doesn't have a PG in his hand, and that is game. No heal, please. Nice. And that is the total score of 2-2. And I do hope you guys enjoy and learn quite a bit through this video on how Aqua Force work in general. And I really do want you guys to try out this deck list because, like I say, I do believe it is the best deck list right now. And let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about Aqua Force in Zero, because Aqua Force in Zero and real life is quite different, as Diamantis and Basil have a new skill which is Calm Plus 1 and they can ignore Interceptor. So that's a very nice skill as well. So yeah, this should be it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned in the next video. Goodbye.